So groups like Black Lives Matter and Antifa would have you think that there is a Nazi behind every tree. That under the Trump administration, America lived under a Cheeto dictator. And now we have the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff saying that he looked at Trump as a Nazi and he looked at his supporters as brown shirts. Yet when Trump was in, we were free. Regulations were taken away, taxes were dropped, and Americans were allowed to live their lives. We had a president and a government that called us Americans and called us patriots. We had a government that said America first, buy American. And the left, the media, all said that is destroying our system of government. They said that it was authoritarian. But now, 2021, we have Joe Biden as president. And what we're seeing when it comes to the COVID Wuhan 19 virus is we are seeing a government that is mobilizing door-to-door teams to encourage you to get a vaccine. We are seeing the head of the Health and Human Services Department tell us the government spent trillions of dollars on you. Therefore, we can track you. You owe us for the money we spent trying to save your life. And now, the latest edge of the insanity seems to be they want to divide the American people by those who have had the vaccine and those who have not. And they want to do it with force, and they want to basically remove anyone that doubts the vaccine science. They want to remove them from society. Let's get into it. Last Friday, CNN medical contributor and former Planned Parenthood president Dr. Leanna Wen said that life needs to be hard for Americans who have not received a coronavirus vaccine with twice weekly testing. She also went on to say we need to sign forms and we need to be tracked. Then on Tuesday, former Obama administration Health and Human Services Secretary Kathleen Sebelius went on CNN to say that Americans who have not received a coronavirus vaccine should not be allowed to work or have access to children and be limited on where they are allowed to go. Hey, maybe they can set up special little places for us, maybe little camps. Then on Wednesday, MSNBC anchor Stephanie Ruhle reported that COVID cases are back on the rise in 48 states. And this morning, there's growing questions about the role of businesses and what they should be doing in enforcing rules about mask mandates and vaccinations. Remember, the U.S. government spent trillions of dollars in the last year supporting businesses, supporting individuals in our time of need. The question now is, where are these businesses now that the government needs their help? CNBC host Andrew Ross Sorkin said, the only way to change the dynamic, especially in places where there is hesitancy to the vaccine. If you can't walk into a Walmart or work at a Walmart without a vaccination, especially in states where there is a hesitancy, that's going to actually change the dynamic. If you can't get on an airplane without a vaccination, that is going to change the dynamic. The airlines took an enormous amount of taxpayer money, We all supported them, and there has been very little support on the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, these people want to mark those that don't have a vaccine as inhuman. They want to delete you from society. If you don't do what we say, you can't play. That is what they're saying. Do you realize how many people can't get the vaccine due to medical conditions? Do you realize the people that won't get the vaccine due to religious beliefs? So you're telling me those people must be shunned because they can't get the magical elixir shot into their arm so they can be part of polite society. You remember how Germany, remember how Germany kind of said they told a certain part of their population that they were moving them for their own safety? Separating them from the rest of polite society so that everyone could be safe and happy. Yeah, that didn't end too well. And this sounds like the kind of propaganda used to go in and break up countries, to go in and take people from their homes and move them to camps, to move them to gulags. This is the kind of shit being pushed by the dying corporate media. And the numbnuts out there, the people that just read headlines, they think this is fine. They think it is just great. Punish those that don't do what we say. Socialism, communism, fascism, whatever you want to call it, authoritarianism is coming to America. And it's being led, supposedly, by a demented old man named Joe Biden, who's being told what to do by an evil Kenyan named Barack Obama. This kind of talk scares me. When do they start saying that we have to go to camps? When do they start saying that we have to be locked up by the federal government and re-educated before we can re-enter society? That we have to learn to toe the party line. That the federal government is the end-all be-all and we should just obey. How long till that starts? In North Korea, they make fun because they blast propaganda all the time. Have you seen our mainstream media? Have you seen our movies? Have you seen our music? It's all propaganda. It's all propaganda pushing for the leftist agenda. And the leftist agenda is pushing to divide Americans one last time and actually remove probably half the country from society as a whole. Well, guys, that's all I got to say about that. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, give the channel a subscribe. If you got anything to say, hit me down in the comments below. As always, like to keep the conversation going. Y'all have a great day. Stay safe out there. I am